everybody expects all these trade deals to happen. Well, actually, we don't need any deals. I'll just set the deal. I'll set the rate because I am the shopkeeper and I am in charge. So it's a little unclear right now whether all these trade deals that the administration has been promising are coming are actually going to happen.
Following the two-day closed open market committee meeting, Fed Chair Jerome Powell will announce whether interest rates will change. That is set to happen at 2:30 Eastern. Business reporter Jason Brooks.
Fed members have been insistent that they need more data on the impact of tariffs before making a move with interest rates, and members have been concerned about inflation remaining elevated.
Tensions between nuclear powers India and Pakistan are rising after India fired missiles across the border into Pakistani-controlled territory. It was in response to a recent terror attack. Dozens were killed. CBS's Arshad Zargar is in New Delhi.
India has been kind of mixed one. There have been celebrations in some Indian cities for what they said was a revenge attack on Pakistan. But at the same time, Indian security forces are very alert since Pakistan has said that they are going to have some kind of a response. So all eyes are on Pakistan to see what their next move is going to be.
A miniature dachshund named Valerie, who was lost for 18 months, about half her life, on an Australian island, has been reunited with her owners. It was thanks to a wildlife rescue. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-230-2777. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-230-2777, 800-230-2777, or biglou.com.
We're the Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, audio and video streaming at wgnsradio.com. This is the Roundtable. A look at the news, views, politics, and people that are shaping Rutherford County.
Welcome in. It's a Wednesday here on WGNS. Chip Walters with you from Exit Realty, Bob Lamb and Associates, and the Blue Raider Network, and some folks that I really think a lot of today. Here live in the studio, a couple of individuals who, if you are a MTSU basketball fan and have followed over the last several years for one of them, and for the past year for the other, you have kind of fallen in love with these two. Anastasia Boldreva is here from the women's basketball team, and Isam Mustafa from the men's team, and they both last Thursday night were named male and female athletes of the year at the Raiders Choice Awards on the MTSU campus. And welcome in. Thanks, Isam and Anastasia, for getting up maybe on a day where you didn't have to, and my request, and you're here, and I'm really happy. Thank you.
You know, I'm always happy to see you, especially in the morning time.
Now, Isam and I travel with the men's team, of course, and so I get to see Isam a lot, and I get to see Anastasia when I walk through the building at Murphy Center and see her, and it's kind of, basketball is interesting because when your senior year is going on, your final year, and then you're only guaranteed so much, and all of a sudden it ends so quickly. Your college careers for both teams this year, it ended up in the NIT with the women in a game at Belmont, and for the men in a unbelievable game against Chattanooga at the Murphy Center. what is that like from an emotional standpoint for the first few days? Once that happens, it goes from being frenetic to all of a sudden nothing. So Anastasia, what was that like?
Well, obviously terrible because it feels like you lose everything in one day. In a way, like the whole family, the relationship you built here over, for me, 4 years. But still, it's just like a big drop. But also, it's excitement for the new opportunities in different places.
Yep, and that will be coming for both of you. And for you, it was the conclusion of a long college career that had you in different parts of the country, which we'll talk about. But there was a finality to it.
I mean, when you lose a game in 30 overtime, it hurts, you know, especially that would be your last game in college. You know, it's kind of like you pause after for a second and like, oh, it's over. And I mean, it's a 3 overtime game. It's a great game. It was a great game. I feel like this is one of the best games I ever played in my life. Not even personally, like I'm talking as a team.
As a team, yeah.
Yes, it was great game. It was a good way to end it. We lost the game, but it was a good game. Like, you will never forget a game.
It was
like
not
that.
A flop.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Now, as you folks heard, if you don't know these two, which a lot of you do, obviously they have both of them have a bit of an accent. Anastasia is from Moscow, Russia. She's played her entire college career here at MTSU. Isam is from Cairo, Egypt, and has played at Coastal Carolina and TCU, and here at Middle. And I guess, Anastasia, I want to rewind a little bit and talk about how did you end up on Coach Ensel's radar, and what was the story of how you ended up here at MTSU?
Well, it wasn't how you think about it, is because I wasn't even looking for the team. I wasn't even looking to come here. There was just random agent moment when he like looked into me while playing somewhere back home. He's like, "What do you think about going like in the U.S.?" It's like, "Sure, whatever, I don't care," basically. And they knew some of the coaches that I knew of. They've been here for like 20 years already, Russian coaches, and they were close friends with Coach Matt. So they talked, and like it was more like a blind thing. I didn't come to visit or anything. It was just right away 2 Zoom calls, and I'm like, okay, I'm coming there, I guess. Yeah,
and for you, Isam, your path was a little bit different because you've been in the U.S. now for 10 years and came to play high school ball in the state of New York. Yeah. So what was that like?
So the way I came here, I played the World Cup under 19 years old when I was, I think, 14. After the World Cup, I think I did pretty good. After the World Cup, I got someone that called me. He was like, "Do you want to start your career in the U.S.?" You know, so I go to high school in the U.S. Didn't speak no English by then. I was like 14 years old.
You spoke no English?
No English, zero.
Yeah.
Then I was like, yeah, I mean, that's the dream. You know, when you play basketball, you always want to go play in the States. You know, it's the best country that basketball is. With the
and
basketball
you're a huge NBA guy.
Oh, yeah.
You're a huge NBA fan. We have arguments about this all the time.
I love watching basketball since I was young. You know, since I was 10 years old, I always loved watching basketball. But yeah, so it was a dream come true. You know, I never hesitate. My mom was a little bit of, no, you're gonna be there by yourself, and no one's gonna see you. Like, I can't take care of you. But I was like, I gotta go. So, and I came here.
Now, Anastasia, in both of you, you know, I have so much respect for, you know, we have international student athletes in, you know, almost every sport, and I remember when I was 18, and you were 14 when you came over, but I remember when I was 18 and I lived an hour away from here. I lived, you know, I could go home and see my mom and dad for dinner. You guys were making a leap of faith to come across the country. Was there any hesitation at all in making that move, and what did you see for yourself that was laying ahead for you in the U.S.?
Well, obviously, it was hesitation. It was like a last minute thing. I was going with it for a while, like a month before I came here. I was like, wait, should I even do that? And then I realized it's too late to think about it because I already got a visa and everything. So I was like, well, wherever, and I do it. And the worst part was that just the whole situation, the war situation, made me not able to come home right away. So I was not able to see
The
family.
Russia-Ukraine war, right?
Yeah, well, like basically the whole world right now. And
Yeah.
I just couldn't go there for like 2.5 years. I couldn't see my family. And I only went there once the whole time I've been here. So that was the only hard part, I say. But I still have no regrets because it's still a great opportunity to just come here and play.
And for you, I mean, your last answer, the last thing you said was, told your mom I got to go.
Yeah,
and
the hesitation didn't come to me till I got on the plane, and I was super excited till I got inside the plane, and I started thinking about, oh, I'm gonna be by myself in a country that I don't know nobody, and I don't speak the language. That was like, it wasn't a hesitation, it was just scared. Like it was a scary point. But it lasted for like the first hour in the plane. Then I was fine after that.
Yeah. Now, once you got here, and you were up in New York State.
I went to Florida first.
You went to Florida first.
I went to Orlando Country Day for 1 year for my freshman year.
Okay.
Yes.
But I've met the lady and gentleman from New York who were here for your senior night.
Yes.
They kind of became your American parents,
Yes.
didn't they?
So the story about this, the guy you met is Robert Waters. He's my history teacher at Long Island Lutheran in New York.
Yeah.
So like, you know, I used to stay in a dorm in at Lehigh, like where I went to high school, but that dorm closed during like Thanksgiving, Christmas break, all this stuff. The dorm closed, so like he offered me at Thanksgiving. That's the first time I met his beautiful wife. I call her my American mom, Eileen Waters. And I went to his house for Thanksgiving, and it was just amazing. Since that day, they took care of me for the past, say, 9 years of my life here. I always go stay with them in the summer. They come to my senior night. They come to my graduation at Coastal. They always been here for me. They helped me a lot. You know, like I won't be here without them too. You know, so thank to them. You know. Like,
yeah, they were very, very nice people, and they were they were as proud of you on senior night as if you were their own son. And Anastasia, you've kind of built different people have come into your life since you've been here in Murfreesboro that have, you know, kind of become family for you too.
Yeah, I definitely had my boyfriend's family, and like over the past 2.5 years, they became like the base, the foundation for me emotionally and physically, because obviously I couldn't see my family, and that was like a big part for me because there was place to spend like Thanksgiving or any type of celebration that I would love to be back home, but they became like a second family here.
Yeah, and that's great that that has happened and come into your life as well. When you all got into college, and Anastasia, I'll start with you. When you came here and you came straight to Murfreesboro, and all of a sudden you were thrown into the world of women's college basketball at a very high level. What was that like to, you know, not only assimilate into the basketball world, but college life itself, and communicating, and you know, and all of that?
Yeah, well, it's definitely different mainly in all ways from what back home. Culture-wise, it was like a little culture shock, food, everything when I came here. The way how the university works, like we don't have campuses, we don't have that. Usually we don't back home. So
a lot of it's clubs over there, right? Sports clubs, things like that. Okay.
You don't play there for college or high school. You play separately in the sports school, and then you just go in the club. Basically, is how most of the time works.
Yeah, is it the same way in Egypt?
Yeah,
because you know, my first, my first, you know, being able to see that was a couple of years ago when I went with the men's team to Italy, and we were in Rome, and we were going to practice, and we went to a sports club to go practice, and so that was you know, that was kind of interesting there. Now here's how things kind of come full circle. Isam, you, after high school, you went to Coastal Carolina, who was coached by Cliff Ellis, who went to school at MTSU.
Yep.
And
he did tell me that after I committed.
And so Cliff, a buddy of mine was the SID, Daryl Orand.
Yeah.
He and I interned together after college, so we've been friends for 40 years. And when you signed here, I called Daryl. I said, "What about this guy?" And he goes, "You're gonna love Isam." And it's turned out he was absolutely true. But what was what was the difference? Were you prepared for what was thrown at you in college basketball from your upbringing? What was the hardest part of that?
I would say when I came to college, like between high school, the difference between high school and college basketball is a lot different. You know, in high school, you have like 3-4 players in every team that is pretty good, and that's about it. Maybe if you're lucky. But when you come to high school, there's 12. When you come to college, there's 12 players are pretty good. The speed of the game, the way you play, like everything is very tense. So when I came here, I redshirted my first year at Coastal. So watching the speed of the game, I was like, oh, I need to prepare to that. So I was when I came to college, I was kind of overweight, but the redshirt year helped me a lot. So I kind of lost around like 35 pounds before my first year playing, to just match the speed, the physicality of the game and all that. And I feel like that was the best thing I did, like changing my body, working on my game, changing my speed, helped me a lot through my college career.
What about you, Anastasia? Was the competition level as high as you'd ever been part of?
I would say no. Also, basketball treated differently here. Like, I wasn't as high level back home. I was just getting into it, I would say, before I came here, so it wasn't as much. And the way how basketball treated here is like the whole town will come to your game, basically. Back home, it would be your parents, your friends. Like, that's kind of how it was for a while, especially for women's basketball. And the way how serious people hear about it, like, you give your life on the court. Back home, you just do it, like, maybe it was a job, and you use it for money, and when you're off the court, you don't care about it. Here, you think about it 24/7.
Yeah. And did you talked about coming in, the food was different, all of that, but you had Maleshka was here at the time when you got here. Did that help to have somebody from your home country?
Definitely. We had another girl here too for a little while, and both of them were basically my translators, because no matter how much I thought I knew English before I came here, which I not talking wise, like grammar and like in school and everything, I learned a lot, and I was like, okay, I'm ready to come here. Nope, I was not. Like, every word. No one told me the construction is a thing, so I came here, could not understand a word. Only person I could understand was Nina, barely.
You couldn't understand Coach Ansel?
Oh, no. I still can barely. It was very hard. But no, I feel like I kind of learned, especially to listen and understand very quickly, like in the course of the first half year. But then talking just came for a time.
You said food was an issue. What was your go-to once you got here in trying to learn American food? Did you find something early on that, okay, I like this, and you may eat it 10 nights in a row just because you finally found something you liked?
Well, I would say American version of Italian pasta probably was like Italian restaurant that been in American way, so like Alfredo, which is not a real thing, back home, or I think even in Italy. So I was just eating that, or anything like pasta wise, something that easy, it's not too American.
Yeah. What about you, Isam? What hurdles did you have to jump over once you got here as far as day-to-day life? Again, you were 14.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely the language at first, at least. And still know like grammar and stuff. I didn't. I came here and I know only like, oh, what's your name? My name is Isam, and how are you? And I'm good, thank you. That's about it. So it was the language for the first like year and a half was my biggest issue.
Yeah.
But after I get the language, after I get the humor, because I know I make a lot of jokes. I love to do that.
You try.
I tried. I didn't say I'm funny, but I try. So I try, like, since I get the humor, I got like the language. I understand how life in America stuff got easier for me. Definitely the food was my favorite part, because as you know I love sweets, and in America you see all the sweets.
It's everywhere,
and it's not expensive. In Egypt, to find like the snacks you find here and all stuff, it's very, very expensive, and it's very hard to find. But you come here, everything is in front of you. I love Oreos.
Oh, do you?
Oh, I love Oreos.
Just the regular?
No, I like double stuffed Oreos.
Oh, okay.
So I used to get the family pack and finish it.
The whole thing?
The whole thing. I don't stop, and that's why when I came to college, I had to stop that because I told you, I think I gained around 40 pounds of.
Did you really?
Yes, when I come to the States. Yep. So I was like, I need to stop when I can. But I lost it fast too.
Yeah.
So just cut the sweet spot.
Y'all are both in great shape now as your college careers have come to a close. We'll talk about what is ahead for these two. Anastasia Boldareva and Isam Mustafa joining us today on the Roundtable. We'll step aside. Back with more after this, right here on the Big G, WGNS.
At Turner Security, we bring cutting-edge protection with live video monitoring, access control entry, advanced camera systems, and intermedia IP phones, all designed to keep your business safe and connected. From small businesses to large enterprises, our expert team ensures seamless integration and around-the-clock monitoring, because security isn't just a service, it's our mission. Turner Security, powered by TechCore.
Chip Walters, and I'm honored to be your 2024 MTAR Realtor of the Year. I'm with Exit Realty Bob Lamb and Associates, and like many of you, I've seen the real estate market shift and change. People often ask, Chip, what's really going on? Well, that's a great question, and I believe in answering with solid, factual data. So let's cut through some of the noise. I invite you to reach out. Let's have a conversation about your real estate goals and the current market trends in your neighborhood. You can find all my contact information at choosechip.net.
Middle Point Landfill's Mike Klassen.
If you're a citizen in Rutherford County, the cost if Middle Point doesn't exist to you as a taxpayer is going to be at least $200 per household per year. But if you live in the city, because you have free disposal in the city, that number is closer to $400 per household on your property taxes right away.
The garbage that we generate will have to be taken 60 miles upstream, and you'll have to cover the charge. We don't want to be up the creek without a paddle. The answer's here, Middle Point Landfill.
Here at the Tennessee Lottery Center for Game-Changing Fun, experts from all over the state are working around the clock to push the boundaries of big wins. And today, we are proud to say we've done it with Multiplier Instant Games. These groundbreaking tickets are engineered with chances to win up to $1 million. That's a whole lot of innovation. So discover the exponential fun of Multiplier Instant Games today. The Tennessee Lottery, game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Do you love to read?
Love to read.
Tell us about the library at Adams Place.
We have an amazing library. It's like a library at a big estate. You know, there are just so many books. You just come, pick out one you want, take it home, read it, take it back. It's just great.
Hi, this is Terry Deal at Adams Place. Call me for more information about Adams Place. Phone 615-904-9111.
Adams Place on Memorial, across from Walmart.
This is Good Neighbor Events with Bart Walker. Brought to you by AmeriCare Pest Control and the law offices of John Day.
This is a paid legal ad.
Hi, this is John Day of the Law Offices of John Day. I've lived and worked as a lawyer in Middle Tennessee for over 30 years, and to me, every single day has been an honor. That's why our firm is so involved with community programs like bicycle helmet giveaways and our Safe Ride Home program. At the Law Offices of John Day, we're not just looking to make donations. We want to make a difference in the community we hold so dear. And if you're ever injured, know that we are here for you too.
WGNS encourages you to shop local.
That helps our economy.
The Red Cross is still critically low on blood. Please give the gift of life. Phone the Red Cross at 800-RED-CROSS and make an appointment to give blood at a time that fits your schedule. Just about time for the farmers market to begin. Rutherford County's Producers Only Market gets underway on Friday, May the 9th, and continues through October the 31st. That's over at the Lane Agri Park, 315 John R. Rice Boulevard. We remember you. It's a support group for caregivers of dementia and Alzheimer's. And We Remember You meets on the second Tuesday afternoons of each month at 4 o'clock over at the Villages of Murfreesboro. And again, this is for the caregivers of persons with Alzheimer's and dementia. The Middle Tennessee American Muscle Car Show is coming up Saturday, May the 10th at the VA Hospital. and the show benefits veterans. Oh, and the Heart Walk is May the 17th at Gateway Island. Those are WGNS Good Neighbor events.
Rutherford weather.
A few scattered showers and storms at times this afternoon. Cloudy, a high in the upper 60s. Tonight, slight chance for showers and storms. Cloudy, a low 59. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki on News Radio WGNS. Currently, it's 59.
Broadcasting from the Middle Tennessee Electric Studios, MTE Sharing Change has now donated more than $11 million to local nonprofits, assisting worthy causes in our community. MTE, serving to make life better since 1936.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
Welcome back into the Roundtable on this Wednesday. My guest for this next segment remain Anastasia Boldreva from Lady Raider women's basketball, Isam Mustafa from the men's basketball team. Coming up in the final segment today, Jordan Ferguson, who played football. He was part of that Hawaii Bowl team, and he is now a jackman with Trackhouse Racing on the NASCAR circuit. And I recorded an interview with him just a few days ago, and we'll talk with him and what he's up to these days. But Anastasia and Isam, two of the most prolific players to ever play at Middle. Anastasia, 1,557 career points, 894 rebounds, 328 block shots. Isam, 1,629 career points. That is, with his full career, ended up with exactly 1,200 rebounds and 51 double-doubles in his career. And now is for you, I know you're continuing to, Isam, you're continuing to work out, and you'll be leaving Murfreesboro this weekend, yeah, maybe, now that school is over. And what do you see in your path to play professional basketball? Because you're literally, when I think of somebody that's close to me, that is a citizen of the world, I mean, you're my guy.
I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm not. I'm leaving around this weekend, going to New York, like continue my workouts and stuff. Hopefully, I got a couple NBA workouts the next month or two. That's always the dream. Yes, that's always the dream, you know.
Yeah.
Hopefully I got a spot in the summer league. Also, if that didn't fail out, we'll hopefully go somewhere good in Europe, you know. There's a plan, but the plan is like keep playing, continue playing.
What is in Europe, what is the hierarchy of where are the destinations you want to go?
You know, always want to play in Spain. France, Serbia, Lithuania, Turkey. Turkey have a very good league, you know. So if you start in there, it's a very good league to start at, and you have a big chance to go to the NBA from there if you do good too. So like, it's like me leaving the States this year will not like kill the dream of going to the NBA, you know. Still, like if I did very good in these leagues, I will still have a chance to come back here again. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of middle players in Europe right now. Giddy Potts is in Milan, Italy. Ja'Cory Williams is in Montenegro right now, and you have with Reggie Upshaw on the staff. Reggie had a long career in Germany and other places. Has he been helpful?
Oh yes, Reggie been helping me the whole year. Him and Rob right here. I gotta give him a shout out. He actually drove me this morning.
And go ahead and shout out Coach Long.
Shout out Coach West for real. He texted me this morning too. But Reggie helped me a lot. Like even like in the game, my workouts, emotionally, and like I had a lot of questions for him. Like I always go in halftime. I was like, "What you see? You know, tell me what to do." But and he always pay attention to the details, and he always tell me, even like when I have a question about Europe, like he always there, you know. He always tell me, he always give me the best advice. He always tell me like what I accept, what I don't be scared of, just work on what. Like he's always there, so he's been a great help for me.
Yeah. What about you, Anastasia? The college career is complete, and you are still you're finishing up school. You've got another semester, I think. But is there a desire to play professionally after college?
Yeah, obviously. I'm really looking into different countries. The same as like I can't really go many of them in Europe because again I can't really get a license there to play. But I can go to Turkey, Israel, same like Russia, but they don't really play nowhere. But like kind of those countries, maybe Spain. Like we're still looking into that. I don't know where. I have like no clue where I'll go yet. But hopefully somewhere high so I can come back and
Would you would like to play in the WNBA?
Yeah, of course.
Would you like another shot at Angel Reese?
I guess so. Yeah.
So that obviously her career is what it is. But you talked about Israel. Now Maleshka and Dor Sar, Dor is from Israel, and they were playing on the same professional team in Israel, and I think they were Maleshka was actually living with the Dor's family over there, but. And Alicia Clark, when she was playing overseas, she played in Israel. Is that one of the higher leagues that there is?
Not exactly. EuroLeague obviously much better.
Okay.
They don't play in Europe or anywhere. They just have a good team and like they're a pretty strong team and have a good league there. But the best usually shot is anywhere in EuroLeague, so you're more like noticeable there too.
Yeah. Now, as you finish up, what do you have left in classwork, and what's your major right now?
Well, major was finance. Now it's integrate studies whatever they're called. It's like a mixed study basically because there's no way I can finish on time. I can always come back, but I'm not going to don't want to do that. So I have to like mix a little bit of studies there. I have like 6 more classes this summer to finish, and I'll graduate.
Yeah. Now, Isam, you've been in college. I'm surprised you don't have your doctorate yet. You've been in college for a while. Now, what is when we think way down the road post basketball? You've been very serious about your studies as well. So is your degree or degrees in going to be?
My undergrad was in recreation and sports management. That's what I did at Coastal Carolina, and so I did 4 years of undergrad and I did 2 years in masters, which is normal. Okay, so
right. That's normal.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But I finished my masters in liberal arts, which is kind of like a mix of everything. Technically, I want to do with basketball while I play basketball. Like I want to invest in like real estate business and stuff like this.
Yeah, I could see you down the road. I don't know if you had a chance to meet Ayutan Tesh when he came into town, played here. He was a post player at Middle. He's now an agent for international players.
Yeah. This is something I was like.
I could absolutely see you doing that.
I did have a whole project about this. Again, shout out to Coach West because he was one of my teachers in that class. But I'm trying to like do that. I'm trying to be an agent with international people too. I can help. I don't think I don't know when I'm gonna start it, but hopefully my basketball career stay like at least like 10-15 more years. But after this, yeah, I think I can help in that. I'm not trying to be a coach. I think it's a lot of work. A lot of pressure, a lot of stress, and I'm trying to have a happy life, So coach and assistant coach, all this stuff it's not for me, but agent, a recruiter, a scout, that can be my thing for the love of the game, and that's it.
Yeah. Now, Anastasia, you've been on a, gosh, I'm trying to think how many wins you've been part of, over 100 in your career at Middle. What is that going to mean to you, and what has that basketball family and all meant to you during your time here at Middle?
Well, in the easier words, it meant the world to me. Like every win, like I never felt like that before. Yeah, I had some good wins with some teams back home, but this like made like my whole life. Like it's the coaches, like every single person who went through the team. Like I'm so grateful for every single person there because they made me who I am right now. Every win or every loss actually made me like that. So. And
you all have a very loyal group of fans that come. I mean, they come to practice. They come to and they've kind of put their arms around you as well, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely. Like every single fan that been there, especially the lower ones at the practice and stuff. Like I never seen that before, so first I was just shocked by that, but then I realized it's just as much part of the family as the team is.
Yeah. Now, I've heard you say this before, Isam, about this year's middle men's team, that it was the most connected, most close brotherhood you've ever been part of in basketball. Why was that?
I mean, Chip, you've been with us to the trips, you know. I feel like this team like really care about each other. You know, we are always doing everything together. We talk about everything. We don't have any problems in the team. It's fun to be around each other, you know. And that was one of the first team I actually like never seen no problem in the locker rooms. No one complained about minutes. No one cared about who played and who's not. Everyone just wanted the best for the team. And that's what drive us to like win, I think, 22 games this year, which is a lot of games. But yeah, we like got a little short going to the NCAA tournament, but it's fun. It was fun. Like even like the coaching staff, it was coaches, players, everybody. It's like fun to be around. You know, it's always come to practice and it's always like laughs and
I think I wanted to have you both on because you both won the Male and Female Athlete of the Year award. You're both international students, and in a crazy time in our world, you both have come to this town, this university, and have been wrapped in love by the folks in this community. And I just think that's very special. And you're both very, very special people. And if I could buy stock in both of you, I'd do it today. And because I think you're going to do terrifically. And I really, I hope that when you leave Murfreesboro, that it's all going to be great things in memories. And when you bring your kids back here in 20 years and said, yep, this is where I played, this is where I made it happen, that it's something you're going to remember very fondly. Yep. So, Anastasia, thanks so much for coming, and congratulations on an absolutely wonderful career.
Thank you.
All right. Isam, I'll be seeing you, buddy.
Yep, you will.
And thanks for coming out today, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Anastasia Boldreva, Isam Mustafa, our guest today. You can catch it on the podcast a bit later. Coming up next, Jordan Ferguson from Blue Raider Football. We'll catch up with him. He is a jackman for Trackhouse Racing in the NASCAR Cup Series. That's coming up next here on WGNS.
At Turner Security, we bring cutting-edge protection with live video monitoring, access control entry, advanced camera systems, and intermedia IP phones, all designed to keep your business safe and connected. From small businesses to large enterprises, our expert team ensures seamless integration and around-the-clock monitoring, because security isn't just a service, it's our mission. Turner Security, powered by TechCore.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something?
Boat wins!
Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing?
Boat wins!
Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing?
Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat.
Yeah!
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in focus and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
Welcome back into the Roundtable here on WGNS. Chip Walters with you, and finishing out the hour with one of my all-time favorites who ever put on a Blue Raider football uniform, and that's Jordan Ferguson. And last time we saw Ferg, he was intercepting a pass against San Diego State in the Hawaii Bowl when the Blue Raiders got a win over San Diego State. Ferg, it is so good to see you, man. How you doing?
I'm pretty good, man. Good to see you too, man. It's a pleasure to talk to you again, man, like old times.
Yeah. Now, it's always interesting to catch up with guys after their playing career in football is done, which, this past week, we've had a couple of Blue Raiders who got undrafted free agent invites to camp. So want to wish them all the best of luck, but kind of let folks know when your playing career came to a close, I'm pretty sure you already had your degree in hand by that time, but what was the path right after college?
So I've got an opportunity to go to the Seattle Seahawks for a short stint. Was in a transition phase to play a new position and have fun doing it. My mom got to see me play, got a jersey. That was a good time, and I transitioned to the USFL, where they made the merger with the USFL and the XFL, meaning called the UFL. I played there last year with the Memphis Showboat. Got to play with my big brother Tyshawn Render again, so that was awesome to link up with him again. And last year, we went through the season, had a pretty good season, and nothing was really going on with the NFL. Camp was just starting right after the UFL season concluded, and I wanted to see what was next. And I had an opportunity to try out with a team, a NASCAR team. During the Olympic break, they had a 2-week break, but the guys were off. And I was like, let me try it out, see if I like it. And all I can remember is getting that adrenaline. That adrenaline was running, jumping off that wall, jumping in front of that car. And I was like, man, this is another outlet. Never expected to be here. I never expected to fall in love with it this fast or this much, but I'm blessed to be here. Well,
number one, it was fun to watch you because I had a chance to watch you on TV with the Showboats, and I'm so glad you got that NFL, that taste of the NFL camps. That's something that nobody will ever take away from you, and Seattle's a heck of an organization
Exactly.
to have spent a little time with right there.
Yes, sir. I mean, Pete Carroll was awesome, man. And one thing I'll never forget, my first preseason game, I got cut. He brought me back in. It was 2 days before the preseason game. And not thinking I was going to go in and play. I was a rookie. But mostly all rookies get a chance to play. I mean, I picked up the playbook pretty quick. And the whole game, I didn't get into the late third quarter, early fourth quarter. And we didn't have any sacks. Our starters played. Our draft pick played. And one thing I remember, man, I got the first sack to start off our Seahawks season. And the biggest moment was, my mom and uncle were there, but the biggest moment was at the end of the game, they have the routine where they shout guys out, give guys recognition for hard work. And I had my towel on, man. Pete Carroll said, Jordan Ferguson, come on to the front. They call me Ferg. Everybody calls me Ferg, you know that. But he said, Ferg comes in front. He said, how about this guy popping our season off with a sack, man? That was everything for me. Like you said, man, nobody can take that away from me that I got the opportunity to play at the next level. I mean, it was short, but like I said, my mom got to see me play. I think I was just at a good closing point. I was at peace with the game, and like I said, I'm happy now, man.
Well, that's cool. And how did the opportunity with Trackhouse Racing, which, by the way, is based in Nashville, Trackhouse Entertainment is, and they have a lot of different tentacles out there, but they're NASCAR teams, which include, for folks who are listening, Ross Chastain, Daniel Suarez, I love it when Suarez drives the purple Tootsie's car, and my kind of my favorite new guy, SVG Shane Van Gisbergen, who came on the scene a couple of years ago and won the Chicago street race. But you mentioned they were in an Olympic break. How did you even find out that there was an opportunity for a tryout to be in a pit crew team?
So actually, the first team I tried out with was Hendricks Motorsports. They're one of the most popular teams in the game here in NASCAR, and a lot of people don't know, man. Scouts, just like they have in football, they have scouts in NASCAR, and they go to different colleges and look at different NFL rosters of guys who get cut and don't make it, and they reach out to you and kind of invite you to a combine, just like they would do in the NFL. And it's so crazy people don't know that. How serious they take it, man. Maybe in the middle of the season, they're looking for guys to come in and join their Devo group, which will be the practice squad for the NFL. And I went through there, and I don't really think they thought I was done with football because I really wasn't at the time. I was still looking for more opportunities, but came along. I got in contact with this team. This team reached out, and I tried out and came around October, and they said, hey, September, October came around last year, and they were like, hey, man, we're going to give you a contract as well as the other teams, but I decided to come here because I was very fortunate. A guy comes in 3-4 months and go to the track and get experience, let alone at other places I was probably have to wait a year or two to kind of get to the track and get that live reps. But it's all been a blessing, man. Just coming in, working hard, and grinding it out. And, wherever the opportunity came about, I was ready for it.
Well, I mean, and this was, and tell me, this was a whole new world to you. Were you, I mean, growing up where you grew up, I mean, you grew up in the South, so I mean, you had NASCAR and auto and stock car racing and stuff around you. But were you ever a big fan at all?
Never. So actually, it's kind of funny. My first NASCAR race was in college. I want to say my junior year. Marvin Spencer, he works at MTSU.
Yeah.
He got some tickets from his family for Father's Day, and he didn't have anybody go with him. So that was my first race. He was like, man, a lot of guys down there are former college football players or former college NFL players or former athletes. And I was like, man, those guys look like me. But at the time, I was focused on football. I didn't think anything of it. And I didn't have any connection to the sport. But that was my first time going to Ally 400 down in Nashville. And we went 2 years in a row. And he was kind of the first person I called. I was like, hey, Uncle Marv, I'm going to give it a shot. And it's been a fun ever since, man.
Well, I'll tell you what, the thing is, when you walk into a football stadium, there's a certain feel that comes over you.
Mm-hmm.
When you walk into a racetrack, there's not only a feel, but there's a smell.
Exactly.
And there is nothing like that smell.
You smell the gasoline, you smell the burning rubber, you smell the guns, from the gun smoke from going off. Just all kinds of different smells. You got the porta potties sitting everywhere.
They have a smell.
you got some the blower, maybe the officials, the blowers, and it's all very unique. And I was fortunate enough to have an opportunity to get a cup start, the Bristol race, and that was like a big stadium. Everybody said Bristol's their favorite stadium, their favorite place to race because it's like a stadium, and you walk in, I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I'm in a football stadium. I feel like I'm in college all over again. It's super loud, and I don't really like that part because I think a couple of days out there I couldn't hear. It was very loud, and it's like it's no break. It's like
I mean at Bristol, I mean you can't get away from it at Bristol.
You can't get away from it.
Like last week at Talladega, if the pack is on the back side, it's like, whew, I can take a breath for a minute, and then here they come again. But at Bristol, you cannot get away from it.
Yeah, it's hard to communicate with your teammates. You can't really hear the driver or the crew chief or the spotter. So that was a little. It was cool to be in a stadium to be in the first race, but the part of it not being able to hear anything.
Yeah.
It's all part of the process, though. It was fun.
Okay, so you get the call last fall, and they bring you in, and what was the and again, I guess one thing is you're about what 6'3", 6'4", maybe 6'5", right in there. You're a jack man, and when you think of guys, and I mean you think about guys and their physical bodies, how they fit certain positions on a football field, like you're 6'5", 260 or whatever, whatever. That's perfect for a defensive end. It's also
Yes.
perfect for a jack man.
Yes, sir.
If you are 5'10" and kind of a stockier lineman, you're better to be to putting a tire on or taking a
Tire
tire off.
carrier. Your
Yeah,
tire
you're a
carrier.
tire carrier. They put you in positions that are going to fit your skill set, just
Exactly.
like being in football.
Exactly. So you got a 5-man crew, and like you said, you want your bigger guys, your guys that can move around really well, twitchy, explosive. Your linebackers, your outside linebackers, your defensive ends, maybe some tight ends, and some bigger running backs, maybe like 6'2", 220 size running backs that play high level football or basketball, whatever it may be. And then at your tire carrier, like you say, you got your short, stocky guys who play middle linebacker, maybe some fullbacks. Guys who, not saying they can't be a jack man, but they're quicker with the 2 tires in their hand. They're strong, can put the tire down fast, can index the tire in the right rear and the left front. And the front changer, you might have a taller guy. I'll say a taller, longer guy that doesn't have to run as much. He's still fast and quick, but I'll say more so of a receiver, a long receiver, or a basketball player. And then your rear changer, you have a guy who's really fast, maybe like a cornerback or a shorter slot receiver or something like that. So the fueler, of course, you got the guys that are probably 6'4", 6'5". They're the biggest ones.
And they better be able to bench press.
You got to be able to bench press. You got a 100-pound can, weighted gas can on your shoulder. You got to be able to plug, and those guys are just as valuable as anybody else. But it's awesome because if you can't jack, they'll move you to carrier. If you can't carry, to move the gas man. So it's a lot of opportunity. You just gotta be able. They'll put you in the right place, man. But just like football, you got.
No, go like you say.
I was gonna say,
go
just
ahead.
like football, you put a guy. Different teams may want a short jack man. Other teams may want a taller jack man, but at the same time, it's the same body style. So that's what I was gonna say.
As far as I mean, you had strength and conditioning coaches here, and talk about what they do as far as strength and conditioning for all of the. You got how many teams there? Like 5 teams or
We
5?
have 5 teams. We have.
Teams?
So we have 6 total teams, but 5 of them are every weekend. The other team is a project deal where they don't do a certain amount of racing. So it's 30 guys, plus you got 5 developmental guys. So 35 guys on the team. We practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we work out both Tuesday and Thursday. And we have basically an athletic trainer, but he's also our strength coach. And we lift just like it's football practice, or you just have baseball practice for your college or wherever you may play at a high level. We bench press, we power clean, we do speed stuff, we do short burst quickness stuff, and that's another thing I thought, man. When I came here, they had a sauna, they had an ice tub, they had a cold tub, they got rehab, they got the Normatec baths. I was like, man, I feel like an athlete, and then you're still working with a group of guys to complete a goal and to win at the end of the day.
Well, and also where it is very similar to football is that if you all are going to run a stunt on defense, the timing has to be right. Now,
Exactly.
When that car comes down pit road at 55 miles an hour and dives into the pits, and all of a sudden you get go, 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 this is not harem scarum. This has been practiced hundreds of times of exactly where you're going at exactly at what time.
Exactly. So, you have your pit box, and the pit box before you can't jump until that car hits that line. But some guys time it up so they can get out there, and then once they hit the ground, you're in a place where you're not going to get a penalty, because if you jump before that line, you get a penalty. But a lot of people don't know how scary it is until you have a car coming in 50 miles an hour. You got to run out there and change the tires. But that's like I was saying, man, that adrenaline, it's like you're going out there to hit somebody, but it's just different. It's more or less wear and tear on your body, and it's fun at the end of the day. And like you say, it's a 5-man crew. That car has to come up. The guys have to take that tire off. You have to index your tire. You have to tighten the tire and tighten the tire. I mean, on there, run around the car and do the same thing again, and drop the car with everything tight.
And it's different if it's different if in the Xfinity car they still have the old lugs, and on the Cup cars they have the new 1 lug. And does that change the timing in anything?
Yeah, so with the 5 lug, the truck and Xfinity, more so those times will be 12 to 15 seconds with a good stop, because you have to go 5 times around. So those are more on the changers. As a jack man, You make sure you get the peg, you get the car up, and you kind of waiting. And one lug, it's all speed, baby. I'll say 8 to 9 seconds. 8 seconds is really good on pit road. 9 seconds is your average, and 10 seconds is maybe depending on the track if you have to wait on fuel or something like that. But one lug is just one time in and out, and the tires are a lot lighter. Probably think like 30, 35, 40 pounds, and then 5 lug, they're a lot heavier. But I'm glad that I came when it was one lug, because 5 lug, your back may be a little sore. You know, it's still new to me, so I'm still trying to get all the kinks and the soreness out. But I love it, man. It's fun. Still get the experience out there.
How heavy is that jack?
The jack is 35 pounds, and you have to lift a 3,500-pound car in one stroke. In one stroke, in one lug, one stroke. Yes, sir.
So you got to get off the ground and come down on that handle.
Yes,
and get it off the ground in one stroke.
All rhythm. You get a good hard peg to kind of pop the car, get your jacks kind of stable, and then you got to be quick to go down to get the car up, because sometimes, you know, the jack man is like the quarterback of the group. He doesn't get the car up, the show doesn't start until he gets going. So,
well, you are working with Trackhouse and those drivers, and there are going to be a lot of folks who may be listening to the show today that'll be at Nashville Super Speedway at the end of May, and you will be there. So tell folks what car they need to look for during the Nashville Cup race, and they'll spot you with the jack.
So I will be with New York Racing, the number 44 car. I'll be with me and my guys here at Trackhouse, ready to go, ready to have some fun, and it's a night race, so it's gonna feel like under the lights again, baby.
It'll be right. It'll be Sunday Night Lights at Nashville Super Speedway. Jordan Ferguson, man, so proud of you. Trackhouse Racing now, former great Blue Raider defender, and we wish you all the best of luck and safety throughout the NASCAR season.
Thank you, man. Much love. I love you. You know I love Blue Raider, man. Always home. Our time, our home, baby.
All right, that is Jordan Ferguson. We want to thank you for joining us today. And if you missed any of this, check out the podcast section of wgnsradio.com. We'll have another show for you next week right here on the Big G, WGNS. Have a good day, everybody.
Portions of our programming have been pre-recorded. The Good Neighbor Network, WGNS, Murfreesboro, Smyrna, flagship station for MTSU Sports. Courthouse clock time, 10 o'clock.